Sorry. Had to post that somewhere. We'll get it rolling in just a moment. See if some guy is spamming my posts. Anyways, again, get your charts out, get your pens and papers out. We'll get going in just a moment. Might cover a little mid to high time frame, just because the recent, I guess, quote unquote, double top, as some may say. We'll talk about it. What off? That was the audio from my chat box. What in the fuck? Oh, give me a second. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, that makes sense. What the hell? Alright. Where's my chart at? See here. Okay. Close, 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 close. Have too many things open. Close. There's my chart. Jesus. Alright. 5, 4, 3, 2. Should actually pretty good. I know my chart's completely black. Close. See how everything's actually moving. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause the music. Last time I was got help, so let's see here. Much better. All right, long time no speak. Kind of. I think it's been a week. We'll start with the granddaddy of them all, as usual, BTC. Let's go midterm, I guess. Okay, a few things about this entire structure. Chat box, where are you at? There you are. Let's make full screen. Let's go daily. Okay, a few things about this entire structure that I've always been wondering about, and I'm still on the edge about, honestly. Is where the hell's my? There we are. Giant box. Is this a giant flat that we're gonna have to be on? The reason I say this is because, especially on ETH, the move from this low to this high, to me, it's just not an impulse in terms of 1 through 5. And then this structure from here, from this high, 1, 2, 3, 4, this seems like an impulse. Like down, right? In my opinion. Some may regard this as a truncation or something like that. Let's check it real quick. I know on ETH I would consider it truncation because it's greater than 90% retrace. This one's greater than 90% too. But regardless, in my opinion, even if you were to say, let's see here. I want to be politically correct on everything I say here. Oops, wrong thing. I guess I should have done this before. All my homework before, right? Yeah, and see, that's what I thought. So this move here, so in terms of anything moves in at least 3s, and those 3 moves have to have characteristics that pass some rules in order to say that there are valid, it's a valid quote-unquote sister wave, or part of the wave of the structure you're examining, right? So one of those rules is the 618 rule, or the 1/3 rule in time and price. And so if we're gonna say, like, say some person said this is the low, this is the low, whatever, and say this is like a WXY, 3, 3, and then a 3. Well, this Y leg has to hit a specific extension in terms of price in order to say that it's valid, right? And it didn't, right? It's only hit a 0.4 or something like that, right? Of this move here to this move here. So you hit less than a 0.5, which is this move, this line here. So that's why I want to say one or two things. Either this entire move here is the structure, or this here is the structure, right? And we are moving in a B wave currently. We are also trending underneath this trend line we broke a long time ago. That was the most significant trend line there ever is in terms of our impulse that we were running on. Let's erase this real quick. So, and again, the way some other coins, especially ETH, moved off the low just did not look like an impulse. Unless you're considering this a part of the move here, which it'll be hard for me just because it retraced greater than 78% on a close. So now, my entire time I've been wondering, okay, this entire move here, are we going to be done once we hit this top? And we started doing all this weird stuff, and then now we broke a high, and we so far retraced lower. This move from the top side looks like to me a flat, so I really want to say this small trend we have continues, which is what I assumed will happen, and we'll hit this extension in terms of a B wave. Possibly go a little bit further, because that happens in crypto. As long as we don't close above this level, then this idea is on point. We can wick, as long as we don't close on 2 closes. And I assume this has a possibility of being true. So rules for me in terms of just in general perspective. I'm not gonna necessarily try to trade Bitcoin. I want to trade other coins like ETH, XRP, Litecoin. I'm trying to figure out where the direction is going, right? What's our momentum look like on the daily? I think it's positive still, right? It is indeed positive. So everything looks like it has a nice little rebound from today's low. We got some kick-ass signals here. We got a hidden divergence call signal here. Usually hidden divergences work better than regular divergences for some reason. Like if you would have listened to this hidden divergence here, these two here, we would have gotten this low, traded all that. You would have bought more on here, got in on that, more here, and if you're smart and understand reversals, especially with my indicator, they tend to happen in this area. You gotta be very careful. And right in terms of regular divergences, you always trust you don't necessarily get out or hedge. You could, but you just always move your stop up and understand you could get stopped out on that move. So again, in terms of strategy, hidden divergence, right? 0, 1, 0, 1, 2. We know this is our pivot. The daily has to go above here, right? But to me, this structure here looks like, from this low to here, looks like one impulse. And since we broke the high of that impulse, in my opinion, it looks like a three-way pattern, we have to assume it continues up, in my opinion, right? And our daily momentum is positive, giving us a buy signal. Kick-ass buy signals down here. More hidden divergences. We're on top of support. It's trending above the order block that essentially killed the entire trend previously from 3K to, or from 10K to whatever hell, 64K, right? So it's like, we have to assume this, right? And again, I'll explain why I still think this is one structure here. And again, why this is here. But to me, we have to assume it moves up over time. 4 hour, this is my trigger time frame. We got a kick-ass buy signal. So what I do now is I zoom into this 1 hour. It's very simple for me. It's this 5 minute, 5 weighted moving average crosses this 21, while this here crosses positive. Now I'm not caring about momentum in terms of this momentum anymore. All I care about is these two lines. I don't really care about the price, honestly. I just care about these 2 lines and this line here. If these two could cross positive, right? This cross positive here, I know that with a pretty good assumption that my idea on the entire structure down to my 4 hour divergence of my trigger time frame, or my entry my trigger time frame, all the way down to my entry time frame would be true, right? But again, I'm not trying to trade Bitcoin, but if Bitcoin can move positively, I think that'll have a pretty good positive correlation across, at least with ETH and like XRP and Litecoin, the coins I'm trying to trade in terms of margin right now. I have some other coins I'm trading spot-wise, but those are like more of like a fucking, like kind of like low cap fucking risk plays, I guess. I don't know. Not low cap, but like not majors for sure. So, in terms of structure, like I know what I need to do. I just have to be patient. I'm gonna set an alert for this cross. But in terms of structure, if this is truly going to be a reversal, we know we have to start trading above the 786, which is right here, which also aligns up with that. Was that an order block I had drawn up there? What was that? Yeah, that daily order block I have right there. It's not really an order block. It's pretty weak order block, to be honest with you. Just because how small it is. I wouldn't necessarily consider it an order block, to be honest with you. Let's see if this probably has a little bit more weight. Not really. It could be close above it. Or at least one time. I'm sure I don't like that. Lines up with 786. In my opinion, if we trade below this low, we can only do it on a wick, and I would like the wick to be very similar to this one. This structure looks bearish to me. To me, this looks like it's going to go down one more time. In terms of the low time frame, the 15-minute, one may argue a trade here. But I'm more interested on a long scenario. I've been trading the 4 hour as my trigger time frame. Hourly is my entry time frame. In terms of this idea, I think it'll be a pretty solid signal if you go on the break of this here. If this breaks, which this looks like a pretty damn good way forward, but in my opinion, usually these triangles fail. Usually they do this stupid shit. Usually likes to like scam, dump, take out the highs and come lower. I'm wondering if they're trying to take out the low stops. There's gonna be another stops here from the previous day. Wondering if they're trying to take out the low stops, because right now we're just floating around daily open. I would like us to start trending above the daily open to get confident in anything really, along with my hourly time frame doing what I just told you guys is I wanted to do. It's pretty a solid indicator in terms of direction. See this break here? That's a pretty good solid trade. Pretty in line with that, right? I know this happened here, but unless they both agree, you don't assume it. Until right here was when I would have assumed fully that trend may be reversing. Possibly we got stopped out if my higher time frame didn't allow me to trade this as a trade. Or we could have been a hedge if I really wanted it to be, which I didn't do. I've just been in longs for the past few weeks, honestly. Anyways, I'm gonna be curious on the reaction below daily low. I'm gonna have an alert set for the cross of this two, as well as a break of this. If there's like a fucking just mega pump out of nowhere and closes above that and doesn't allow my indicator to catch up really, that allows me to look at the chart and assess it further to see if I really want to trust it or not. For now, this just looks like a flat to me, man. And even this structure here, I know from the low, from this here to here is one impulse, and it's very easy to see the structure in that one. It's so easy, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5. Very easy to see structure there, right? So what the if you see a very clear 5, right, and you get breakdown. At that point, I assumed okay, it's either going to be a 1, 2, or this flat was going to play out. That was my plan B. And then we broke higher. I was like, okay, we're actually in that wave 1, 2, and then we possibly have a chance to go to that wave 3, and then we obviously didn't. So like, wow, this degree is of nothing of this. So what can that tell me? So it's like, all right, maybe this here is 1, this is 2. Because this is that's impulsive. That buyback is impulsive as fuck. This is obviously corrective. 3, 4, and a 5 because it breaks a high, right? But it's obviously an end of something because this move is faster, quicker in time, and basically retraces the entire structure. So then I started looking at this more. I'm like, okay, what makes the most sense is, you know, like an A, and this is a weird B, not weird B, but WXY, right? WXY, shit. WXY, 3-wave, A, B, C. I don't know if the extensions work though. Oops. We get to other coins. Look at that on a dot. 618 extension, which is what you look for the max extension for any corrected structure. 3, weirdo wacko running expanding flat to the dot, literally to the T. Interesting, right? All right, guys and girls. Going out on a limb, saying we're gonna drop one more time. Test the daily low of yesterday. Chase that liquidity. If we start trading below today, if we do this, come here, reject it, I start doing this, I'm gonna be bearish and assuming this is over, we're done, and this is wrong. Okay, and then we should probably look for other things on a higher degree time frame that my larger degree idea is now taking place, and we should be scared. Not scared, but more scared. Technically, we could go all the way down to here and be bullish, but I want to believe that. I wouldn't want to be in a position then, like holding a position. In my opinion, we want to stay above this little area here to be bullish in terms of this idea. Okay. Time will tell. But to me, this would be the perfect scenario because this is going to leave. Because, in my opinion, too many alts still look good. Have room to run. Like they broke out into ranges, and they're just like in no man's land. Like specifically Litecoin. I know. I guess kind of XRP. There's a few other coins. We'll see it. We'll look at them real quick. But anyways, this is just the perfect scenario in my opinion. Get everybody super bullish. Oh shit, we're going to 100,000. All of a sudden, boom! Shit, we're back under in like 2-3 days. Then all of a sudden, douche. Catch like this. This order block is the strong order block. It's the strongest order block in this entire thing. Why? It breaks this high. From this move, from this down move, this order block here breaks this high. So I reckon if this idea is going to be true, we'll probably find a landing spot between 45,000 to 39,000. And this is when the true Valhalla approaches. Time will tell. All right. You guys got that? Eugene missing wave 5 from the top. Which time frame? This time frame? 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry for all these lines. It's fucking messy now. Let's delete all this shit. I don't know, my keyboard's not lighting up right now. It's kind of annoying. I think that's 5. You don't think that's 5? Okay, ignore all this drawing. You don't think that's 5? I think that's 5. 1. Does not retrace greater than 78%. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3. And then, in my opinion, 4. Chasing the daily lows. We're wrong if we start trading above 65,700. In my opinion, what's going to happen is what always happens with these triangles. It's not a triangle. It's a fucking A, a B, and a C. And then at this point, it's going to go to lower. So again, did not retrace greater than 78%. Nope. Right in golden pocket is at least of 1/3 price or 1/3 time. Definitely 1/3 price. Definitely 1/3 time. Now for this structure, it needs to be at least 1/3 price or 1/3 time. It's already of 1/3 time. So is it going to be a 1/3 time end price? We're in time. Price wise, we also done that. So we can already assume this is done. This structure could be done. But telling you, for some freaking reason, crypto loves to have these fake out triangles. You would assume this probably either here or here's the top high. It's this assumption. Let's go max assumption. We're basically out of time in terms of this structure. It could also be a scenario where this is done and we move up too. Just because how far the extension is. Sometimes when the extension is great, we don't get a wave 5. Which is just one of those things in crypto. Like obviously way greater than 1.78. That's why I lean down, but you never know. Down over time. Let's find an order block that looks juicy. And then we'll get out of here. Let's go to... It's crazy how much price action has happened this far. It's going to have to be daily. It has to be daily. Which is still not very strong because you already tapped it. We already tapped this 4-hour one too. That's wild. Looks like we're breaking down, huh? A little bit. This looks everyone's like gonna test this low, man. Not gonna lie, like a lot. Just when and how. One may argue like taking a short stop here. If you get stopped out, re-enter and a move that rejects 65,700. No. It's just an idea. I won't take it on Bitcoin. That's sure. BTC is done. Let's go to ETH. ETH is what worried me the most. I don't really know what's going on in ETH. Just how freaking many up and down waves have been going on. There's not really any clear consolidations. In my opinion, only clear consolidations have been this move here, and this move here. Right? But then when I look at it, like where are the waves? It's hard to say. What is this? No, it can't be. This up. This a 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly. But I don't like how far this retraces. I think it's like 88%. You could accept that. You could accept that. In my opinion, this move ended here somewhere. And then if you take this move here from this low to here, it's clear. This clearly looks like a freaking. Oh, my mouse just died. Oh, no, it didn't. This is, to me, it looks like a ABC, or this is an ABC this way. Could be an ABC because there's a 3-wave little pattern there. It's already at max extension though. Further than that, so I wouldn't assume it. What I would assume is this is one structure as well. Maybe this is one structure as well, being an ABC. So this is what worried me here. This is what worried me. Let's delete some stuff. If this is a 3-way structure and it has been damn near fully retraced, it hasn't necessarily. See to 786. I'm going to go out on a limb and say if Bitcoin's bullish, if Bitcoin's to sustain bullishness, this is what's going to be the count is W. I think this will end up being a stupid like diagonal up here. Something done. It's hard to tell just because how, again, this is just so complex, right? In terms of from this, I mean, this is very simple from here. This is very clearly an ABC from there to there, right? Also, to me, it's very simple and clear that this is also an ABC from here to here. Like, where would you get 2? There's nowhere you can find 2. Unless you say this is 1, so they're giant running flat 2. This is 3. Somewhere, you know, whatever, which is, I guess, may possibly work if it will work, but again, I wouldn't like that. That's pretty aggressive running flats for anything, you know. That's like a super aggressive running flat. Usually you don't go that far in B waves in terms of extensions. So, and then this also has no. This is not characteristic of a true impulse, especially wave 3. Wave 3s break channels, and we just been in one huge channel that has consistently been so on point that it's honestly pretty mind-boggling. You could have probably made so much money just trading this one single channel. Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't trade channels like that, so I wouldn't really say. Anyways. So our only hope is if Bitcoin's able to sustain that, that means this is going to most likely do this. You know why I say that? Because this is clearly A, B, C, or WXY, whatever. This is too fast for a B wave most of the time. We definitely retrace all of this move here. So let's make a flat, you know. So what I'm thinking is possible, very possible. One last check or something here. Yeah, exactly. I don't really think it's an impulse. I think this is an impulsive in terms of the structure, like it's a C wave, but it's not a true wave 3 impulse on the higher degree. These are impulsive in terms of the smaller degree structures, but the entire structure is not. It seems very C wavy, like ending C wave, B wave C wavy. 1, 2. You could label this many sort of ways. You could say this is like so many different ways. It's not even funny. 1, 2. I'll label it here. You know, 1, 2. But then you can't do anything with this, which is the unfortunate part. Anyways, let's look at that. I'm curious now. Wait, what time? What, here? Has to be down here, right? Hell no, look at that. That's a fucking massive move. 900. I don't think so, really. I mean, this move. That's what this was here. Somewhere in here was let's look at these. One thing for sure is that we didn't break the 21. Notice that? Notice we didn't break the 21 here. We momentarily, the 21 is very, very good for trending situations. Let's look at here. We're still above the 21, so technically we shouldn't assume anything really until we're over. Until it's broken, right? It's very good at trending. Very good trending. When it's red, it usually stays red. When it's white, it usually stays white. Not all the time, but usually, right? So, again, our only hope is Bitcoin pulling us out of its ass and sustaining this bullish flat structure. I don't know. Just if you kind of look at this is way that's like a simple impulse. Like I could tell it's an impulse. I could tell this is an impulse too. Just because like that's like you could see the wave structures in them, right? When it comes to the most current East daily price action, that is so funky. See what I thought. Just like looking at RSI, and then we're in an extended fifth, which is very common. That's what I thought, you know. This is more TA than trading, but I did give you one idea on Bitcoin, so I'm sorry about that. But then I looked at the structure, like wave structure. You can't really fit it, right? You can't really do it. In my opinion, this was a diametric in here. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Impulsive action didn't start until this moment here. So, I mean, doing that would work. But it's the only way it would work. And I don't usually like doing that when it only works one way. And they're all ABCs. ABC, and then in here's an ABC somewhere. The reason why I like that is because the two most obvious corrective structures in this entire pattern is this one and this one. Why? Just look how aggressive, you know, clear flats in my opinion. Clear flats, right? Clear flats. This is arguably, you know, of 2 different degrees, which in my opinion, they look of the smaller degree, right? These look of the same degree. And you really never know with these. At first, I thought these were of standing like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is going to be the end. Possibility, which, you know, it looks like that could be a possibility now, but that's why I was worried earlier. I said I was worried. We'll see. The only way we really get out of this is if this turns into super an extension. To me, this looks like a little impulse in here. Let's erase these. Get better. That's clearly an impulse. Also this is clearly an impulse. So yeah, again, the only way I think it's possible is if this happens. Like this is a three-way structure, whatever. It doesn't have to be an ABC. It just has to be a three-way structure, right? This ends up being a gigantic freaking ending diagonal wave 5. Which this looks better in terms of price action wise of getting a similar price action as Bitcoin does. Like I said, if we're gonna do anything impulsive bullish, I'll first be looking at that huge running flat idea, right? Right, this huge running flat idea. Right, where this is 1, this is 2, 3, 4 in there, and then 5 here, and then come down. That's a pretty drastic increase, right? From whatever. Alright, pretty huge. 40%. We'll give a similar magnitude. 30, 40. Usually we trend a little bit harder. Look at that. Very similar. You would assume it would not, 3 would not reach a 1-to-1. You assume that wave 5 is not longer than wave 3. And that will sustain the stupid channel. Most likely. Makes sense in terms of direction and stuff. Again, let's see. Let's make some rules. Then we move to the next coin, which is XRP. Okay, we have the daily open, daily high. Now we look for tradable events. Day low. I know my indicator is already screaming for a buy scenario, most likely. Hidden division, not necessarily a kick-ass buy signal like here, or down here, or down here. But it's pretty simple. 0, 1, 2. We know this is X pivot in here. We also know that if prices reach 78%, we're most likely going to continue to trend. So let's mark that level. Right there. It's also marked, we are the daily open. So it's very simple. I still think for some reason we're going to just want to test the low for some reason on BTC. So maybe it's an A, B, C on ETH. Quickly tests the low, takes that liquidity, and then rallies up. If we're able to rally above the daily open, to me that's a very easy buy with a stop at the 78% level of whatever this move is. And you're definitely targeting the daily high as your first area of interest, but you're looking for at least a 618 of this entire structure here to this low here. Let's just make the assumption that it retraces just to this white line, which I think is the previous high, right? Yep. The first major high. So it retraces this line. First area of interest here, second area of interest here. Then if you want to mark it a 1-to-1, if we trade above that, we know this idea is, if we trade above that in one single move, we know that this idea is wrong and we should be looking for more bullish expansion. I think I need to change this to 14 though. Sorry guys. I was like, why does this look a bit different? It looks a little slower. Same thing though. You got a kick-ass buy signal in this area. How do you know when it's valid? You gotta zoom in. Same setup, right? Got a kick-ass signal, divergence, hidden divergence 0, 1, 2. We know where our X pivot is. We know our level is where we're most likely right. We also know that daily opens here, and we trending above it tends to be bullish. Trending below it is bearish. We also know our trigger time for an hourly. It hasn't give us room for entry. We don't care about momentum in this time frame. All we care about is this little sucker here, along with this little suckers here, and we see that we're still negative. So we cannot trade it bullishly. We can only potentially possibly hedge a situation. And the way I do it is, if we're looking to hedge, because this time frame is bearish, we zoom in 3 to 4 times. Happens to be the 15-minute time frame in my situation, and I can't take a short until these two are, well, they're already negative, but I would like a break. I don't like when they're squished together like this, and I would like the RSI to break the blue line here. If that could happen, then I'll probably enter a hedge short. But right now, chilling, looking, waiting, watching, plotting. Take a hedge short, close out the daily low, and then look to see, watch the reaction, see what happens. So two ideas on play. Obviously, the bigger idea is the one more lucrative one, which is this hourly, in my opinion. But we have a lot of ways to go to cross that again. So I really think what's going to happen, if anything, it will, one of two things, we immediately drop, or we come up here, test at 21, reject it, come down here, take the liquidity to daily low, and then move up higher. Alright, XRP. XRP also is definitely in a weird position, in my opinion. Very odd position. XRP real quick. A lot of sell pressure on this candle here. Very, very concerning, especially since it comes at a high. So we'll see what happens. The other thing that's kind of concerning is this kind of looks like a weird wacko diagonal, right? So we'll see. I don't know. XRP probably will be a no trade for me until we get more clarity. I know my 4 hours is gonna probably be bullish, looking for me to make a buy, but I don't really trust it at the moment. Did give me a kick-ass buy signal. I think that was old. I think I was right on this move here. And then on the 4 hour though, that sell volume came on a low. It's a shit ton of sell volume. That's ridiculous, huh? I mean, it would work as a diagonal just simply because, to me, that's an ABC. This means this is A, B, or C. Possibly the same thing. This is very clearly that wave 5 not shorter than 3. So we get scenarios. What time frame was that BTC? If BTC is to do the bullish idea, I think this is definitely the opportunity to be buying XRP, but it's all on your assumption, right? I mean, potentially look to buy some XRP. Very risky here. Just because the structure on the lower time frames looks bearish. Stick to my guns and do the same thing. Okay, so what's going to have to happen in order for this to be bullish in any sort of scenario is this. This is going to have to turn into, obviously, 1, 2. At this point, is where we look to sell. This daily order block has been some motherfucking trouble for us. Well, it's actually a D3 order block. 1, 2, 3 taps into this motherfucker and still cannot get through it. Why is it an order block? It breaks the swing low. Right, boom. And it also broke the swing low here. That's why. Actually, that was a pretty weak order block there, but this is a pretty good one. Causing a lot of issues with us right now. along with this one, which also plays an effect with this one. But this is what we're worried about right now. So, it's the only way this happens is if Bitcoin stays bullish, guys and girls. Daily is telling us that we should sustain bullishness. If you trade a daily momentum, 4 hour probably went negative. Nope, still positive. So again, same setup, same scenario for me. Hourly must flip positive on my entry scenarios or indicators, what do we call it? 25. These need to break positive. This needs to break positive, or at least at a bare minimum. This breaks positive with 5 breaking positive, like that. That could get you some trouble, but if you have a pretty decent understanding of when a reversal could happen, then that could be a good idea, but maybe get very cautious of that. Usually it's better to wait for that 21 to break. What I don't like on this hourly time frame is the fact that momentum picked up and selling, which makes me believe that there's room for one more low, which will make more sense in terms of Elliott wave being a 2, because we need at least a 3-way structure, not a 1. So far we have this, it moved down. So maybe like an A, a little weird B in here, then I want to be bearish on the daily time frame on XRP until we start really trading below this little area here. Which is like $1.07. Yes, you definitely could review it later. It'll be uploaded immediately. What I do like is, not really, because different structures. Again, I would like this sell volume is concerning, guys. Very concerning. We'll see what it does for us, man. I only hope that it's just for some reason held on one single lower time frame candle, and sheesh, man. Yeah, anyways, I think this is going to, at least across the board, overnight until London, one more low. If we retrace above the 78.6 of all those moves, then this is wrong. You could even consider to move above the daily open, and turning above the daily open with 1 or 2 hourly closes is enough to assume this idea is also wrong, that we'll get one more low before an ultimate bounce possibility. I don't think the bounce will come until tomorrow afternoon around 5 if it happens. Nope, actually I lied. It'll probably overnight final drop, maybe at morning time ish. NYC will get a bounce. If we don't drop by then, I'll possibly be looking at idea that we don't make another low and move back up before we move down. I'm talking intraday low. This is what I'm trying to get on. Not intraday, but like a day trade. Or almost like a swing trade. Hidden divs. Zoom in. Got one right here, regular div. You would have got in. Possibly you're right. Is this 25? It probably is. Yep. This high here or here is when you would have got in a trade in terms of my strategy on that hidden div. In terms of this hidden div here, you would have got in on a trade here. You would have got in a trade here and probably lost the first trade. If you want to understand structure, turn the Elliott wave, I would have been very cautious. As soon as this happened, you got a little move up. If we didn't break the high there before breaking this low here, I would have been cautious. That's what happened. It didn't break the high. It was ended up being a three-way structure. Stop would have been at a 78.6. It would have been moved up from the 886 to 786, and then would have been stopped out for a small loss. Re-entered here, or here, or here. Not a great trade. Now, it's the opposite. It's just momentum's not giving us the idea, so it'll have to be on the 15-minute time frame to get this trade. It'd have to be on a break of that, and I just want a little bit more of a break to the low side, because I'm just telling you guys, I've just seen it so many times where this ends up being just an A and B and a C, and it just goes like this, or this goes here and it comes like this, it comes like this. It didn't look like a triangle really anyways, because it's not retraced enough, I think. Actually, it does. Wow, that's crazy. Well, these moves aren't of anything, right? Even if we kind of mess up, go there. No, they're too small. They're all too small for this move. To me, it just looks like this is probably a triangle. And here, I don't know, something like this. A, B, C, D, and then like an E, and then breaks down, and then like this, like this. Don't really know. It's this 15-minute. I'll probably get on XRP and an E short if this scenario hits. If that breaks, these stay negative. Stop will be near here, these two highs. I'll be anticipating myself getting stopped out. Have an alert set for my stop. Watch the reaction of on that high. If we SFP this little range, they come here, break down back into the range at 0.5 or less. I anticipate this is going to just chase the lows here and get back into a trade. Man, what's an aggressive sell-off in this? What an order block, though. I drew this order block a while ago, and it fucking killed. Killed everything. Hilarious. It's for a daily order block right there. Murdered the impulse. If you have trouble distinguishing order blocks, go watch my video. It's pinned on my account for free. It's amazing. Damn, look at that. Look at that rejection candle. Ooh, that was a good one. Look at all that volume, sell volume. But it was a kind of a teeter-tottering candle, so you would have had to wait to the next candle, which was an engulfing candle, which could have been an easy sell when I saw that. But I didn't. Hedge sell, of course. Ooh, that would have been a clean little look there, too. That's usually a good signal, too. But more false signals. Only under 25, though. I wouldn't be against it. Especially since... man, oh man. Let's look at something real quick. I wonder. I need to look at something real quick because that wick kind of throws me off. Is that on all exchanges? It is, huh? Wow, that's actually. Do you know that? That's funny. It's actually worked. Works all the noise and. Like, watch this flat. It went way higher than my anticipation. Though that's the issue. This move here. I did not expect that to do that. Did the flat thing. Oh, and then this is why I think we're in a giant flat or something. Because look at Litecoin. What is that, guys and girls? Tell me. From the high. From this high here. What is going on? What goes on? That is an impulse. That's an impulse. There's no doubt about it. Why? That low is broken. It's an impulse. Which, again, leads me to believe well, history repeat itself. That's not high probability to. I believe that for sure. But again, look at this, guys and girls. What the freak is going on here? So, I'm very adamant that this is 5 waves. Typically, your B waves will last a 1-to-1 or greater, with them very rarely lasting less than a 1-to-1. This is clearly here's a 1-to-1. We're greater than that. The max extension for a B wave usually would be like about 4 times. 4 to 5 times. I'd about as max as I would ever suggest any corrective structure to be of the previous whatever structure you want to call it. I can work out this over here. We had a 1618 extension in time, perfectly damn near. Volume doesn't really tell me much. These two, the only thing that tells me that it's very possible for a reversal. From this low, A, B, C. This move here is fucking so weird though, man. Oh, you know what it could be? It's a WXY. Oh god. I have possibly unleashed the beast. Because to me, this is 5-way. From this high, this wick here to here, it's a 5-way diagonal. I think A, B, C. Because this here just looks so weird to me. Definitely bearish if you start trading below this order block here. Like bearish in terms of the idea of probably being wrong. So the reason why I think this high now is part of this is because this can be a WXY. We will do some measurements. W, some triangle or 3-way followed by a flat. Isn't that exactly what is going on here? In terms of WXY, the rule of thumb is if your W is a zigzag, your Y most likely won't be, leaving you with a flat or what? A triangle. Right? Vice versa. So, A, B, C. A, B, C, D, E, triangle. A, B, C. The reason why I don't want to consider this move here, part of this here, is because this move here breaks the high. And yes, you can say this is A, B, C, but to me it's more simple to do it. Consider it part of the previous trend, because rule of thumb is you don't retrace greater than 78% if it's truly a reversal. All right, so I'll be so happy if this happened, honestly, because I didn't load up enough Litecoin. I was trying to time it with Elliott Wave, but I missed about a little bit. I only had like 30% of my portfolio in Litecoin, which I wanted a lot more. I wanted at least 50% or above. To me, this makes sense. This is bullish though. As long as it's staying this order block on the low side and close on the daily, which lines up with, I guess, this weird ass neckline thing. Sorry, I'm taking forever. Usually don't take this long. This considers the quote unquote neckline of that weird head and shoulder. We haven't really retested it. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Jesus. There we are. There we are. Okay. Hold on, sorry. I'm trying to... Oh, there we are. Yeah, I think we break up. Alright, sorry. Litecoin also looks like it a 1 through 5. 1, running flat. 2. You can arguably say this is 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. To me, this looks like... This looks bearish. This little structure looks bearish. Why? It comes after we retrace a 5-wave impulse completely. So your assumption is that we move down in at least 3 waves, bare minimum. So we can do this, but I still think it's going to do this, which then leads up to the opportunity of this entire huge move, which would be absolutely ridiculous. So I might actually try to trade this trade, because if this is actually true, that'd be fucking ridiculous. That'd be hilarious, honestly. But for now, I think in terms of structure, safe to say, you know, this is a 4, and then we're going to have a little bit of a larger bounce on this 5. For Litecoin, look for this here. There's a lot of volume in Litecoin right now, so it's going to be very fun to trade, in my opinion. So look at, in terms of margin trading, I always look at flavor of the month. Who's like what's being talked about the most? Because that's usually what moves the best, both up and down. We're finally close below this little mini trend line thing here. I think let's just test it. By the way, if you guys don't know how to draw trend lines, bullish trend lines, they come off the low of down bars. So we don't have one, right? Right? Is that true? Or am I saying it incorrectly? Yeah. Yep. Yeah, because that's, yep. So the low of down bars, down bodies, or the high of up bodies. It could be closed or not closed. Why? It's the same idea, same concept and idea of order blocks. One may consider that one as your down body. That so you just go like this. Close below, breaking lower, possible fifth wave coming on here. I'll watch a reaction at 240s, low 240s. 245 and between 245 and 240 is when I look for a reaction. We are in a decent, here's a kind of a decent order block here too, I guess. So let's mark the high of it. We basically already touched it. That's why I think it's going to get rated. This order block here is going to get rated. The low is going to get rated, and I want to aim for the lower side of this order block here that hadn't been touched since this dip here, which caused this entire move. And then we wait. Will this control this weird ass wonky flat for Litecoin come true? The other idea we have to watch the reaction off this low here if we get it. Okay? Which I think we at least get one more low. So watch reaction. If this obviously retraces greater, I'd say this high here, I'm going to be back bullish and saying we're going to end up being in a flat. End up being a, this is still on par. Like, I'll say this is wrong, most likely. So that's why I like this idea still. You know, turn into a flat, like I said. One more low. And then 3, 4, 5. Which still is 100% valid for this idea here. We're not looking at like the daily, like D3. And when do we close the daily? Okay, the D3 closes today. So today's close is very important. Why? It's also the close of our day 3. If we close D3 like this, I'm going to be wary and really with my idea that this giant weird-ass flat thing is going to play out for Litecoin. And we're going to at least test lower like this before we test higher. And then I could even be wrong at that point, and this could even be a larger flat. Which I hope it's not. There's no doubt about it in my mind, this is 5 waves down. Now we're trying to figure out what the fuck is going on after that. We know for a fact we're going to at least, at a bare minimum, get a 3-way pattern. Then at that point, what's going to happen, right? On a higher degree. So we know that. Now we're trying to just trade in the time of that, right? Inside of all this. All that noise, all that mess, we're trying to trade into it. So gotta be very careful because usually these B waves are very hard and tricky to trade. Very hard, structures are very hard to make of. They're not really bullish. Impulses are always 3s, which if you look at so far, well, how have they been? Clear 3-wave structure. No matter if you take it from here or here. 3-way structure. Clear. As day, right? To me, this is 5. So it's 5. Whatever. So far, this looks like a 3-way structure. Up, sideways, down, whatever. Up. Right? To me, it's a diametric that ends right here. Right there. Right? Again, a 5-wave impulse would take us pretty high. But again, we already hit the minimum, so we have to be very cautious. Again, we're going to have to watch those levels I just told you about in the lower time frame. Watch them. If we break low, like I think we're gonna do across the board, one more time, watch reaction off that low. If we could bounce back, sustain, and regain the daily open, regain the 78.6 level of all those move down, cross the make a bullish cross in the hourly, you know, that will make me to believe that okay, we're moving up one more time. Bitcoin structure gives me the most confidence that we do that, by far. ETH gives me the most wariness, along with Litecoin, just because they both look like they could potentially be in topping scenarios. And ETH has just been so choppy up and down. It's been very hard to get every time it'll be a clean count. Usually I like have counts that are clean. I call them clean for at least two to three moves, and then at that point, okay, it's a clean count. But so far with ETH, it's been like 2, then a miss, 2, 3, and then a miss. It hasn't been a roll like as it usually has been in terms of Elliott wave structure. That's why I've said like Elliott wave is very difficult to trade purely. You have to have something else to really aid you with ideas and entries and exits. It's pretty crazy too. Basically, rejected in an area, you would assume the rejection would happen if this is gonna be a flat. With Litecoin, very simple on a higher time frame. I am bullish to 400 as long as we sustain 235 on a close. Okay. Do we want any coins here? Soul as well interests me. Look at that. I think Soul Train is going to run one more time. I think Soul Train's a pretty easy trade right now. Unfortunate, I didn't buy the dip. I wanted to see the reaction. If we could just make one more little high here, like, let's go like this, I'll be on this pullback. That's an order block. That's why I said it. Kick-ass buy signal here on the slow. Usually a pretty good signal to buy on dips. This one was wrong. Never crossed the slow line though. Guarantee OG Chevy also said negative. The hourly probably gave you an entry though. Oh, that's probably only using the 25, huh? My fault, guys. Forget to change it all the time. So you got your kick-ass signals here. I had some on this low here too. Good little trade there. Hidden div there. That one got you in some trouble. Got you in some trouble. Got you in some trouble. And with this, man, daily looks. Let's draw some daily levels here. Look at that. Retest the daily level. Isn't that fantastic? Alright, MAs are squeezing here. Usually accustomed to some volatility to happen. It's hidden div on a daily. Got some buy signals on a daily. I don't see why we would go down before up. That's why I'm just like, man, please Bitcoin, please. One, end the week bullish. Kill it bullishly. Don't sour us. Don't do it to us now, buddy. Prove my scariness on Litecoin and Ethereum. Prove me wrong. Show me. Alright, look at Link. Oh, this looks like to me. It also this is a very clean structure. We'll talk about that later. Very interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like an ABC forming. There's some quick little charts, guys. I'm not going to really say much. I'm going to draw these up and just you base your assumption on them. That is an impulse. There's no doubt about it. That's an impulse. And we're correcting that impulse so far, right? Quick little analysis here. Why this is happening like this, I don't know. Does anyone know how to buy Kishu without taking on $1,000 worth of fees? I would love you if you could tell me. I really want to trade this coin, but I don't want to pay literally $1,000 in fees to get into this coin. Fucking swap. Ethereum gas fees are stupid. So in order for this to be a true, in order for us to even want to assume to long this, one of two things has to happen. Either we have to correct enough in enough time by this vertical, that box, or we have to retrace to this box down here. In my opinion, it looks like it's gonna wants to retrace. So that box down there. Maybe a little WXY. I could see it. Other scenario, maybe this here, A, B, C. And then it'll come. And at that point, we don't have to retrace this box. All we have to do is retrace, make a corrective structure endpoint, whatever we want to call it, conclusion in this box. That's all I have to do. This looks pretty good for a little bounce here, though, man. I don't know why. Definitely we need the 1 hour to start trending positively. Okay, let's go to... Let's make sure we're politically correct real quick. Okay. Oh, I'm going to make sure 3 is not... Kiba? This is interesting too. I don't know. I was a little bit wrong on the structure here. I thought we were in a 5 extension. I thought we were going to be in an extension, but we didn't do it. So this was wrong, but very interesting here as well. I don't know necessarily what's going on. The reason why it scares me is because this was like a 5-wave impulse, but this is ABC, so this one's going to be on a little red flag. I'm scared of it. Kishu, again, BRZ, Sol, Litecoin, Sheeb. I think this is going to be wrong. I don't like the way this structure is holding up, but this is very. I like this chart just because how low it was, but I think it's wrong. It's gonna be wrong. I think it's gonna be a shitcoin. Some shitcoin not gonna last. It's like a 5-wave impulse now. So I'm also gonna put a little red flag on this one. Move down here. The only thing that worries me about that is that this could be this. 3, this could be 4, and this could be 5. Truncation. Which will signal the end to this idea. Mana, that also kind of scares me. This is clearly a 3-way pattern. I thought there's a little diagonal in here, followed by 2, 3, 4. I'm going up for 5 one more time, but not really doing anything. Decent little buyback today, but we're so far trading below that candle that closed like that. The daily today closed in a neutral candle, squeezing, trending negative on the momentum. So we got 25 though. 25 is better than momentum. We're almost trending negative. The slow line, the warning is there. The 5 is negative. Still barely hanging on for dear life on the 21. A little worrisome on this on mana. See me, I treated it like I treated the rest of the... That's also what scares me as well. Like, could it be the final move? I don't think so. To me, this goes... Whatever, this correction here ended here. 1, 2, all this 3, ABC 4, or A, B, C, D, E, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and I thought we'd have one more little move for a new all-time high before an ultimate correction, but I don't know. It's getting a little wary. Maybe we don't get the last push. D3 looks decent. About to retest the slow line. Still pretty far from the 25, 21. Daily does not look too good. Like, that's scary. I want to be trading by the daily open. I hate trading below the daily open. It scares me usually. Usually when you trade below the daily open, it likes to chase the daily low. Usually when you trade below the daily trade above the daily open, it likes to chase the daily high. Pretty simple concept. Let's do some little measurements here. Okay, mana needs to prove some things over the next I think 24 hours. So I was gonna be very scared to be in it. If this can't get above $2.80 by like tomorrow. End of tomorrow, 5 p.m. ish. I'll be pretty worried. Then I'll say, yeah, 580. 580 is the line. We need the daily to get over. If we can't close above that to 580, I'm gonna be very scared. Not very scared, but very worried that there's no more liquidity in this area. Does anyone know anything about mana? Oh yeah, we just did BAT. BAT. It looks pretty bearish on a daily. It looks like it's going to go lower. Well, I mean, it is going lower already. Let's see here. This actually doesn't look too bad. Be very cautious though. Could be a WXY here, so be very cautious. BAT starts trading below $1.50. I'll be definitely bearish on BAT. Still a very possibility that this could be that giant flat. I'm really hoping and praying it is. I'm hoping and praying. Come on, BAT, don't fail us now. The 4 hour does not look good. Looks like it just wants to run this low hardcore. Ooh. Yeah. Come on, BAT. All right. So, if anyone have any question, concerns? This coin just got listed on FTX. We're in it on this low here. This dip here. Oh shit! We saw this little structure. Saw it before. Do a little 40% move right there. This is the bitch I'm very... Will she hit or not? This bitch hits, that'll be amazing. But I have high hopes in this coin in terms of long term. They have a partnership with Ubisoft for Ubisoft to build nodes on their network. How about that? Ubisoft is a multi-million or even, I think, maybe a billion-dollar company. Builds games and stuff. Anyways, do you think they're going to fail? I hope not. I don't think so. I'm willing to put money on that. So, from the lows, cannot argue this coin looks bullish. Cannot argue this coin looks bullish. You can say that, I don't care. As long as this looks like this works for a leading expanding diagonal. Does not touch the tops of wave 5 does not touch the top the trend line of 1 and 3. Wave 3 is not the shortest. Wave 5 is the longest. All accompanying 3-wave moves. I think it's possible that could be a monster waiting to happen. Again, partnership with Ubisoft. Let's build nodes on their network. 5-wave impulse down from that low. We have retraced the entire move of it in what seemed to be another 5-wave impulse. And so far, from this low, moved impulsively and broke the high of a 5-wave impulse. So like, only two things can happen if this is truly a 5-wave impulse. 1, we retrace for running flat. 2, we continue higher immediately. I personally think the flat makes more sense. But again, DYO, do your own work. I don't know, DYOH. Anyways, 1, 2, or A, B, C. Very clear. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Now is this gonna turn? This is like an ABC. That's why I'm like very weary that we're in an impulse. I think we're in a ABC, and I think that this is gonna come up like this. Here, it's gonna reject. Come over. So I took profit up here. Hedge 50% of my position. That I took down here. We break this high, then I cry and buy back a little bit later, whatever, lose whatever 5%. And I hope and pray to God that no, I think we're good. I think we're good, honestly. Let's look at this timing. This is a 3-way pattern. Running really long here, so let's end this pretty quick. Killed a lot of coins though. We're in a time frame you assume an end of a B wave to B. And there's in my opinion, it's a 3-way pattern. Internally, it's like if time works still with these coins, this pattern. On the dot. So it's very likely that this is a possible end. Trading above 90 cents would be very bullish. Above $1, I've seen flies. Alright. But then again, it begs the question. If the entire idea is this bullish, is it even worth trying to sell and hedge any position? Or should you just try to look to buy it back in situations? Very interesting, you know. Very difficult. It's always on your idea. By the way, this only retraced 70%. And all of a sudden, that's like more of like a daily, 3-day or weekly structure here. So I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Again, if we close this weekly like this, oh buddy, this is gonna be the highest weekly close this coin has ever gotten on this, on USDT, of course. I don't know what other pairs it has or. Oh buddy. Well, again, this still looks bullish to me. This is double check some things. This breaks the rules for a B wave. This is not ABC though, it's more WXY. I was in on this move from this low. Ooh, we were killing this. We killed that. Let's take a volume real quick. I like this. Alright, we'll get out of here soon, guys. I'm sorry for taking up all your time. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Clear as day impulse, man. There's no doubt about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, on the USD pair, we have broken the high already. That suggests exactly what, and we're so far retraced 70% in less time. Oh no, at the same time, but less complexity. This is probably the coin I'm most bullish on, besides maybe ICX. Sniping Trades is a very risky play. I like it because not a lot can go a long ways with this play. Like, if this even wants to go to range highs, that's a 500% increase. Will it do that? Yeah, I don't know. Probably not. But, fuck it. I don't know. We'll see. This definitely looks corrective. So we'll see what happens. You get out of this godforsaken channel, though, that's for sure. More like here. Very risky play. Alright, guys and girls, I'm gonna head out. That's essentially it. Recorded a lot of things. I'll be glad to cover everything on my watch list. Very briefly, most of them very briefly. Very in depth with the main coins, ETH, Bitcoin, XRP. The rest pretty... And again, I love this. This chart also looks very good. Why? Minus this. It could just be a giant expanding flat as well. It tends to be the flavor of the first impulse on terms of this entire freaking cryptosphere. So if we assume that, we assume that wave 3 won't be the shortest. Oh, well, it was already not the shortest. It was longer than wave 1. We assume wave 5 will not be the shortest, so we'd assume it'll at least get to $7, which would be fucking crazy. But all-time highs to this coin is $13, if I'm not mistaken. So, and if I'm not mistaken, there's just a giant drop here, right? I don't know. Am I thinking crazy? It's been a long time since ICX has done really anything, so. Let's look at Binance, I guess. Isn't there an old-ass chart somewhere? Damn, that looks bullish on Humpably. Oh, that's a Bitcoin chart, right? I don't know. Haha, I was correct. I was not smoking crack. $13, guys. I think it's possible, man. For $11. Oh gosh, it's making me a little weird over here. What fucking... This is horrible price action in low time frames. Weekly looks amazing. I just love this chart. And I know we're up against some resistance right now, but in my opinion, if we could just... Looks like he wants to dip here-ish. Sustain a 140. Go. Regain. If we get over on a weekly this level here... Oh baby, this thing off to the races. Alright, but that's it. I'm done with my gem plays. Done with them. Catch y'all next time. Alright? Which is Sunday. More high time frame. We'll cover basically all this shit again. I'm done with SHIB. I'm gonna cut this off a little bit. SHIB gone. I don't really want to let go of these two. Kiba. Looks gross, so. Anyways, catch y'all next time. This has been your boy, Satoshi motherfucking Heavy. I'll be airing on Sunday around 6 p.m. about the same time. If I do it sooner or I can't do it, I'll always make the disclaimer in my group and maybe on Twitter. Most likely on Twitter too. I need to be more active on Twitter. I've been not been slacking, but just I need brainstorm more. Get my content more, I guess, eye-popping, I guess. I don't know. Something like that. Anyways, catch y'all next time between around 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. It's been your boy, Satoshi Mother Effin' Heavy with Sniping Trades. Sundays will be a little bit more of a high time thing. Usually this today's on lower time frame stuff, but there's a lot of talked about since we had rejected a local top that could be quote unquote a double top. So I wanted to cover everything. Alright. Thank you for all for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. Until next time, peace the fuck out.